Yo, what's going on, guys? My name is McDuck33 and welcome back to another video. Today I'm going to be continuing the little series that I started a couple weeks ago with Dark Souls 3, where I'm just going to review games, older games. The bar is about 2016 and further behind, so yeah. Today we're going to be taking a look at Fallout 4, the game that was made in 2015, I believe. Yeah, I think it was 2015. I apologize for not uploading last week. I was having some computer problems, and OBS was being really weird. My editing software was being really weird. The whole video process just was being really strange. So yeah, let's get into it. Today I am showing you Fallout 4, and we're going to be taking a look at it in 4 different categories. We're going to take a look at combat, story, progression, and graphics. So yeah, let's get right into it. Starting off, combat. Combat is pretty standard, I'd say, for an RPG. You have, well, it's obviously a first-person shooter, and it's pretty simple. The basic structure of it, if you don't want to get too complicated, is just kind of point shoot. But there is a bit more complicity? Is that even a word? Complication that can be applied. And that's in the form of VATS, or Vault-Tec Assisted Targeting System. So VATS is essentially auto-aim. And I think you saw me use it just a little while ago. Yeah, where you basically slow down time, and you get to choose a part of the body that you want to try and hit, and it'll give you the percentage chance of you actually hitting that body part. It's very handy on fast-moving targets like mole rats, dogs, feral ghouls, stuff like that. So yeah, it's very handy to fight those, and it's generally just a really good thing to have. I think it adds something that's very unique and not really in any of the other RPGs. Kind of like how in the Outer Worlds, you have what is it? TTD? Tactical Time Dilation? Yeah, that sounds right. Yeah, Tactical Time Dilation. It adds a layer of uniqueness that's really only in Fallout. And yes, I know it's been in the other Fallout games. I haven't played the other Fallout games before, but yes, I do know that they're in the other Fallout games. So let's see, what else is in combat? There's also modding, like weapon modding, which is personally one of my favorite parts of this game. It's really fun to just sit down at a crafting bench and just make the perfect weapon. And it's really satisfying, actually, to see your weapon go from, like, this small, regular pistol up to this beefed up, like, long, super powerful pistol, or rifle, or whatever. Yeah, I find it really satisfying, because you look at it and you go, yeah, I made that. And yeah, it's just really cool. I like the weapon modding. I think that's a very good addition. I'm not sure if that's in the older Fallout games. I'm not sure. Again, I haven't played them. There is armor, like English is hard. Specific armor. So like there's Raiders armor. There's tons of different armor, and generally they do help a lot, but it's not a huge noticeable difference. Like, there's definitely a noticeable difference between not wearing armor and wearing armor, but the difference between wearing good armor and wearing kind of mediocre armor is not really there. So, I mean, I don't know. And then there's also power armor, which is very good. I'm wearing a suit right now. That's why my HUD is different. Power armor negates all fall damage, gives you something like 10 or 15% damage reduction, I believe. And also, I know there's one more effect. I think that might be it, actually. If there's another effect, let me know down in the comments. But power armor is generally just really good. It also increases your carry capacity. So I think it's by 50. Either way, power armor is just really useful to have. Different models will give you different bonuses, kind of. So like the main thing that makes it like super not overpowered is it uses fusion cores, which are some of the rarest items in the game. You won't come across many. I'm lucky enough to have 7 as it is. But you generally won't, yeah, you won't have too many by the time you beat the game. So yeah. As you can see on the left, it shows like the damage of the power armor. So if all those parts, all the frames of the power armor break off, then you will no longer get that damage reduction. And yeah, you won't get the damage reduction. However, you will still get that. You will still get the carry weight bonus and the negation of fall damage. So I mean, there still is some use to wearing power armor at that point. So yeah, that's pretty much all there is to combat. So yeah, let's take a look at story. So the story is pretty basic, and it's not really that long, actually. You can probably beat it within 15 or 16 hours, maybe even shorter, if you just did the story. However, the story itself is kinda I don't know, it's kind of a basic story. I won't spoil anything. There are some fun parts, but it's generally, like, it's one of those stories that it's kind of cool the first time you play it, but after, like, on repeat playthroughs, it's an story. You kind of just there to play the game, not really anything else. Yeah, there are, like, companions that you get throughout the story. And one thing I want to note is, in true RPG fashion, there are like different endings. So if you choose a certain faction, then you'll get their ending. The endings aren't too different from each other. Most of the time you end up just murdering the other faction, but I mean, it's still a different ending, I guess. So yes, there's not really that much for story. Let's see. Next is open world. Open world is genuinely, like, my favorite part about this game. There is so much stuff in the world. Like, if you look at a full map of the game and the world, it is massive. The amount of stuff in the game is just phenomenal. And even I have, like, what, 3 or 4 playthroughs on this game, and I still have not discovered stuff. Like, I've seen videos on certain things that I'm like, huh, I should go explore that. For example, on, not the playthrough that you're watching right now, but the one before that, back on my PS4, I discovered that there was actually a place, I forget what it's called, but it's after Concord. You can actually find a comic book, I believe is what it is, and it will permanently mark Diamond City on your map, which is super helpful, especially for me, because I always forget where the heck Diamond City is. So I have I always forget, and it's really handy to just be able to go there, permanently have it marked on my map. So yeah, the open world of this game is just phenomenal. I love the amount of stuff in the world. I also want to take note of the environments. So obviously Fallout, the entire Fallout series is about, I don't know if it's America or just the world. I don't know. I'm not a huge lore buff or anything on the Fallout games. I just know nukes dropped. Okay. So yeah. The worlds actually look lived in. It's really cool, even if there's no loot inside a house, to just explore it, and just, yeah, look at it, and kind of just see how people in that household lived. I think it's really cool that they did that. One thing that I didn't say at the beginning, one little category, Bethesda. That's it. Unfortunately, this game suffers from Bethesda syndrome. As you saw, there were some floating arms. The loading screens, oh my lord, the freaking loading screens. I've had loading screens take 5 minutes. I've just kind of been sitting there on my phone, scrolling through social media while it's loading, and I just kind of look up every few seconds, and oh, whoop-de-doo, it's still not loaded. I actually kind of dread not loading screens. I kind of dread going between zones because I think, well, okay, it's going to take forever to load. So as you can see, I'm traveling to the Cambridge police station. This loading screen, I think, is like 2 or 3 minutes. So it does suffer from Bethesda syndrome, unfortunately. That doesn't change the content of the game, however. It just means that you have to sit there longer, which, granted, is really annoying, but, you know, it is what it is. Yeah, and more bugs. I never really encountered any bugs on my PS4, but after going to PC, I've encountered a lot more. I've had breakdancing dead bodies that want to go to Mars, as you saw, floating arms, people walking through walls, people floating, Jesus people that just kind of ascend into the sky. Yeah. I've seen a bunch of bugs they're normal Bethesda stuff. You know, you see it in Skyrim, stuff like that. Next up is graphics. We are running out of time, so I need to hurry up. Graphics, for a game made in 2015, it's really good, actually. The other Bethesda game that I mainly play on my PC is Skyrim, which obviously was made 3 years earlier, and even that is not bad, but this is actually some pretty good graphics. Granted, I don't really set the bar that high for graphics. Far Cry 5 without HD textures is still really, really good graphics for me. But, I mean, this is still really pretty good graphics. They're average, I would say. They're not terrible, but they're nothing special. So yeah, I mean, the designs, I will put this into graphics. The designs for pretty much everything is perfect. I absolutely love the designs of everything. So the fact that, like, attacking people with your melee weapon will put blood on it, I think that's a cool bonus. And just the way everything looks. It looks very cool. Like the bug power suit, or power armor, aka the XO1? Is it? I don't know if it's the XO2 or XO1, I always forget. The bug power armor suit, and yeah, just everything in general. It's really cool. I will sometimes just, like, sit still and look at my gun because I've modded it to perfection and it looks awesome. So yeah, that's pretty much all for today. Yeah, that's pretty much all. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed. If you did, be sure to leave a like. If you guys really enjoyed, be sure to subscribe, because that'd be awesome. I just made a brand new Instagram account. If you would like to follow me, it's at McDuck _0_1. And yeah, I hope you guys all have a great day. I'm gonna leave you with, yeah, what is basically a minute of footage, maybe even less. So yeah, I will catch you guys in the next one. Actually, real quick before I go, I have a new schedule that I'm doing. I'm gonna be fully uploading every Monday and Friday, maybe Wednesday if I can crank out videos that fast. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed, and I will catch you guys on Friday. Peace.